Hi there, I'm Dr. Megan Connell. I'm a therapeutic dungeon master, and I'm going to be one of your instructors during these weeks that you will be taking for your therapeutic game master training. I'm so excited for this course, and I am so proud of it. When I started therapeutic DMing several years ago, there wasn't anything like this out there. I've had to figure out and learn a lot along the way. This is the course I wish I had when I was up and coming. So I hope that you all enjoy this course, and I'm really excited to be sharing all of these materials with you.
$10,000 and I hand somebody a bottle cap and they're like, oh my God, this is so much money. It's amazing. And so like that's the kind of stuff you can do with that. So I didn't actually transform it. That would be shaping, but my character had no shaping. I had soul though, so I could kind of skirt the rule there a little bit. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Oh no, we're live. All right, cool. So I guess if we have 5 players, I'm gonna go ahead and I put in the chat everybody's free time wealth is what I have in there. And also we have 5 Pantheon dice. You start off a session with a number of Pantheon dice equal to the number of players. If the 6th player shows up, I'll add one in there. So free time is spent to enter scenes and sometimes to travel. Money is spent to buy items and services, and also sometimes to travel. Traveling is kind of a big deal in this game. You'll notice that the map in the set that I gave you has stuff in it. Pantheon dice are bonus dice that anybody can use at the table as long as everybody else at the table is okay with it. So, all right, we will begin. Let me get to the adventure here. All right, so I'm going to start off with Tony. So that's you, Vicky. That's why it's good to have the names there. All right, so Tony, you are in class. Tony is a college student, so Tony is in class. And what kind of class is Tony taking right now?
Anthropology.
Anthropology. Wow, that's deep. In the ground, it's deep. So you're in your anthropology. Can't even say the word anthropology class. You go to Central City College, I think it was. I named it very generically. And while you're in class, there's the teacher's up giving a lecture. It's very quiet. Nobody's really speaking or anything. And then all of a sudden, there is a scream from the central courtyard. Everybody in the class basically goes like, what was that? It was like, it's a deep, like blood curdling scream. And everybody from the class runs over to the window to kind of see what's happening.
I'm running outside to see what's happening.
You're gonna run outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
That, like out the door, yes.
Out the door.
So if there's a scream outside, you're just like, I'm going. I love it.
He's a hero.
What's that?
He's a hero.
Yes, yeah, she is a hero. It's fun. So you run like out the door, you run down the hall to the exit, and you run out. And actually, what you see there is you see a dead body laying in the center of the courtyard. Tony being Tony, you're there. Like you were just bam, you're there. Once you get there, you see Marlin is already there. Marlin, you're there because you noticed a shadowed creature enter the campus and you followed it here. Of course, you didn't catch up to it in time, and it led you here to this dead body. And essentially, right now, you've basically we're kind of counting it as you have used the forgotten ability that he has, and so nobody is seeing anything magical right now in the scene. Marlin is a member of the Masks of Jana, so they can basically hide divine things from mortals. So yes, so while you were doing that, because you know that there was some sort of creature here and you were kind of hiding it from the mortals, that's when you found this murdered student as well. So the two of you are there. What do you want to do?
Do we see anything around us? Is there anybody running away or?
There is no one running away right now.
Okay, look at it. I'm gonna look at her body. What do I see?
Okay. So you look down. It is it's a young man, and you can make. So what you can do is you can make a medicine and
Mhm.
intuition roll.
Okay.
So how we do rolls is you're going to, however many levels you have in each one of those, medicine and intuition, you're going to grab that many D10 and roll them.
One success.
Let me see. So you have 2 dice, and a success is 7 and above,
Mm-hmm.
and is 2. So you got 1 success.
Right.
Okay. Let's see what you get with 1 success. All right, so this young man, you discover a large, deep claw mark in his, basically dug into his back. It was kind of obscured by his backpack a little bit, but you definitely are able to see it there. This was, it was definitely a bigger creature who attacked it, who attacked him, because it's a larger claw mark, which is strange considering it apparently entered and escaped without anybody even seeing it.
Okay. No, so I asked Marlon what he knows.
First, would Marlin inevitably use his blessing to siphon the dead body that just happened to, right?
Oh, yes.
So the Pantheon dice would get a
Mhm.
+1. He did he see anything as he was chasing the group? Chasing whatever shadowy figure? Like,
I'm sorry, say that again?
how long was he chasing this shadowy figure that it landed him in this area?
Not long. It was more that you noticed that you noticed that there was a creature there, so you were kind of trying to hide its tracks. But it was slightly faster than you could keep up with it, so you weren't able to actually find it. You were more on its trail. I would say for not longer than maybe 45 minutes, like, so not long.
Okay, I'd explain that to Tony, but I'd probably say if we wanted to talk any more about it, we should be more private location to do so.
Are there any tracks?
No tracks that you can see, at least.
Okay. Let's find a private spot then.
Do we recognize this person at all, or is it just a random?
Well, it's another student.
Right.
Let me see. I believe that. So right now, that's what you got. Is you kind of know that it was a larger creature that mostly had affected it. So again, I'm gonna throw something out here just to kind of help guide a little bit. So Marlin, who is the god of death, right? You have Oracle, so you technically could use your Oracle ability in order to see how this person died.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with that then.
So that's going to be an Oracle and empathy roll.
Okay.
Again, this game is really fueled on like the creativity of you using your ability.
0 successes.
Okay, so you got 0 successes. Would you like to use some Pantheon dice in order to get? I'm looking for 2 successes for the full effect here.
Well, can I try the same thing, or is there any way we can aid each other in that?
Not in this case. So you are the god of beauty. So it would be
one oracle and 2 empathy, so I can roll 3 dice.
correct, but that would be sensing beautiful things.
Okay.
See, he's the god of death, so he can sense death.
Okay.
So that's kind of it. It has to be contextualized under what you're the god of.
Okay.
So what I could say is that you can either ask the table if you can use some Pantheon dice, or you can spend what's called a fragment. I believe everybody has 3. And you can mark one of those off, and then it will essentially give you 2 successes.
Okay. Is there a possibility of using the soul feature to try and like get the dead spirit to talk to me to tell me what happened?
You could do that as well. That is another option.
Uh, I'd rather try the soul option first.
Okay.
I figure he spends most of the time in the graveyard anyways. I figure he talks to dead people enough.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it would be the soul plus what?
Let's see. Soul plus. We'll probably just use the same one. Soul plus empathy.
Okay. 3 successes, a 7 and a 10.
Nice. 3 successes on that is really awesome. But you did want to do that moving away, right? You wanted to move away from
Right. We'd
set up more of a secret area.
right. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
Does
after
that
we.
mean we're moving the body?
So that's the question. That's what I'm asking. Are you leaving the body there? Are you
Well,
staying?
if I've already used the forgotten that kind of hides the magic.
Say that.
If I've already done the forgotten that already hides the magic of what's going on, would that still be it going on at that moment where I could?
Magical things, but it's not going to hide the body.
I look at Tony. He's
How long has that last, and has anybody, I mean, everybody has noticed or heard that this is going on, so
It's gonna last the
is
scene.
anybody approaching us?
There's definitely, you can tell that there's like, you have a limited window here. There's going to be people coming in your direction soon.
Right.
So and it basically it lasts the scene, which is just whenever we say we're done with this, and then it will then it will end. So actually, hold on, I gotta do this. So the question, I guess, would be: is anybody calling the other characters, or is this more of a what are we doing?
Well, I guess we would need to find a secret place or a secluded place and then call the other characters.
right.
All right, so you guys are leaving the body. Is that correct?
You want to do your thing?
Well, you already rolled it, so you can do that. You don't have to be right next to the body to summon the
Okay.
ghost.
Okay.
Okay, then yeah.
So
At this point,
I'm not going to make you roll it again. I'm just seeing like when is it that you want to do it? Because if you do it here, that means you're going to talk to him here, and that's probably not a good idea.
right?
So-
No, after we got as much information we can get from the body, we could also do this at the graveyard eventually as well. So
Okay.
I'll probably go ahead and call Gabriel since we're closer of the group. Me to him.
Okay. So the question, so you guys go just off. I'll say you're in the same location. You're just like away from the body. So you're still at the college.
Probably like the cafeteria, go and getting a drink or something to calm down.
So you're gonna call. You said you're gonna call Gabriel.
Right.
Okay. Call Gabriel.
Okay. Gabriel, you need to come down to the college as soon as you can. Something's not right around here. I've been tracking something, and it might still be here or it might be long gone. Not sure what's going on.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, well, I'm right in the middle of a tattoo and I gotta like finish it up. Um, so I really don't want to, let me just finish this last line, see if I can hand it off to someone to finish off this tattoo for this person. And, yeah, see if I can, head down there lickety split.
All right. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
So I in my mind though, between Marlon and Wade, I have like mad respect, but one of them I'm scared of, but I don't know which one. So that's what's on my character sheet. I'm just saying, So right. So I'm kind of that's kind of like why I'm like, okay, let me finish this. Yeah. So I'm going trepidatiously, in other words.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that I have to do other than just get there?
No, we're calling this the first scene, so you can just kind of show up, and then we'll deal with free time and wealth and all that stuff when we go to the next scene. First scene's just fine. It's just going to cost you 1 free time. Go ahead,
Oh.
Vicky, like you were gonna say
Well,
something.
I was gonna say, Tony's gonna call Mina. Hey, Chica, we need some help. Come on, help. We got something going down.
There's like this like constant like clinking going on, and it's very loud. And Mina responds with, what is it? I'm currently counting all of these chips and I need to get back to the cage. And you just hear like Vegas style clink, 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 clink. Is it really that important, Tony? I'm so busy.
Mina, this dark stuff is going down and we need some light.
Tony, is it dark outside? Because you know I don't like the dark, girl.
No, I mean dark stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get done. Let me put this all in the cage and I will bebop over there. Wait, where are you?
We're in the cafeteria.
Well, you're at school?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there soon. Let me put the money away and call it Uber.
Lisa.
And then she will get this here ting 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 and click. And Mina is going to put all the chips into the silver thing you see chip collectors walking around with in Vegas. Take it to the cage, explain with a little white lie but a big smile on her face, and say that she's got to go help her twin sister out, but she'll be back as soon as she can. It's a family emergency, and she will head outside of the Citadel and start to call up an Uber on her fantastic iPhone 12. She loves tech.
Of course, of course. All right, cool. So, and you're able to get an Uber pretty quick, and you are on your way now to the college as well. Yeah, I wonder if anybody even calls Wade. This happens sometimes in adventures where nobody wants to call Wade.
Well, it says my character doesn't like Wade.
Poor Matt.
There's only one character.
But hold on. Mina, hold on. Let's get back to Mina here. Mina in the car, because I actually find this quite interesting now. I didn't read anybody else's character. So I actually, Wade and I get along really, really well because we're both nerds and into tech. And it's kind of funny because I think Matt and I would get along really, really well because I think we're both very nerdy folk. I think together this is a great marry. So Mina is getting on her phone as she is, probably swiping right and left on Tinder. She's like, shoot, I need to call Wade. So instead of calling Wade, I'm going to text him and be like, hey, something's going down at the school. I don't really know what it is. Tony was very quiet about it. Like, can you meet me there? Or we could carpool. I could get this dude to do like a buddy pool and I'll pick you up. Where are you at? Send.
So Wade, not finding love with Apple products, will take out his Pixel 5. Take a look at this message. Sitting in his office, probably just doing tons of paperwork and probably arguing with somebody over the phone, gets this text message. Scale of 1 to, and he'll type back, scale of 1 to 10, how important is this? And where exactly are we going?
Mina sends back, Wade, I hate your green text messages. You know I wish you had blue bubbles. I don't really know. Tony just said it was dark, and she's going to spell out DAAAARRRKAY exclamation point dark K, and then say probably a 10 question mark send.
I will write back, we really need to work on your text messaging skills. I'll take the helicopter. I'll meet you there. I'm assuming I have a helicopter.
I mean, she just writes back, she writes back, ... smiley face.
There's a sigh. There's a sigh that comes from Wade as he gets this text message and is like, where's the chopper?
Very cool. So what we're going to say there is that we're going to move into the next scene. And this is where, let's say you guys are in the like in the cafeteria kind of areas where you end up meeting. I think that's a good plan for meeting up in the school. Where, and again, Matthew, you already made your roll for Marlin, so I'm not making you roll again. We're just kind of moving it on to the next scene, so you can do it a little bit more privately. Yeah, 100%. You guys meet up in the cafeteria. I did post your guys' new, free time wealth, if you'll notice. And Tony, you have to take on a level 1 confused condition if you can.
Okay.
Tony is a drifter, and one of her curses is if she starts a scene in the same location that she ended the previous scene, then she starts to kind of get stir crazy because it's a thing.
PhD, man.
Exactly. All right, so you guys get together. So I know what Marlin's going to do. So everybody shows up. I'm going to say Wade showing up causes a bit of a stir, hence with the, there's no helipad or anything here at the college. So, he has to land right off the college in another open area, and everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? Pictures taken all over the place of him and all that stuff. But he eventually makes his way in. I'll say he's the last one to arrive because he kind of has to showboat a bit before he arrives in the cafeteria.
Fix the rings, adjust the tie, sort of thing. Absolutely.
Exactly. Of course, actually, hold on. Actually, because your presence is so announced, by the time you get there, there's police there and stuff like that, and everybody's kind of thinking that you have something to do with it. So there's a news reporter who comes up to you, and they're just like, "Are you here about the recent body that's found, Mr. Was it Olson? I'm trying. Elson.
Elson.
Mr. Elson."
I have no idea what you're talking about. I got a text message from a fellow tech friend that she needed my help with something, and here I am. Dead body or not, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anybody who has news alert, stuff on your devices or whatever, it's just Wade Elson arrives at college, closely after her body found. It's kind of weird, weird conspiracy theories and news articles all kind of going around. All right, so you guys are together in the cafeteria. Discuss and figure out what you guys are going to end up doing here.
Mina's gonna go find Tony and ask about the scene that just closed and about what happened, how we got here, with a grimacely smile on her face, and I am a happy-go-lucky person, but this is awkward, and try to find out why she needed us all here.
Well, Mina, there's been a murder, and I only called you. Who'd you call?
I mean, I'm probably the reason why the reporters are all here looking at Wade, and I was gonna bebop over there and try to save him, but he did this Wade thing and probably gave away too much information without knowing he was giving away.
Yeah.
I'm here for this at this point. I'm gonna
say, yeah, you eventually show up. Yeah. Let's say you show up right in the middle of that statement.
Oh God. Hi. Hey.
There's nothing for me to tell reporters when I don't know exactly what's happening. All I saw in a text message was dark with way too many A's and way too many K's.
Well,
we're not talking about my texting skills right now, Wade. We're talking about why we're here, Tony.
I was in my anthropology class. We heard a scream. I ran out there to see what was going on. I met up with Marlin and he saw something. We needed to talk in private, so we called you guys so that we can figure out what's going on.
Has Marlin at this time deduced what happened? Like, is there anything that he has figured out, or is he still hiding with the body?
So Marlon's there. Like, he didn't hide with the body or anything.
Oh, I thought he went off.
No. Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that he can, the body is being investigated and stuff right now, but you guys can, you can summon spirits and stuff without having to be right next to the body. It's helpful if you have
Sweet.
the body there, but you don't have to be.
Marlon, how are you? You figure anything out yet? Because I gotta get back to work. Like, I really gotta get back to work. I leave so much, and the boss is not happy.
Marlon gives a bit of a sigh and kind of looks at Tony and like, I wish you didn't call her, because look what happened. But he goes, I was chasing, I saw something, death kind of follows me around everywhere. I saw something going on. I started chasing this lead, saw this kind of shadowy entity. It's faster than I am. I'm working on it. I'm trying to train my body up. Cardio's not my thing right this second. Sorry. And as soon as I let out of my sight, there's a dead body. I made sure no one saw what's going on. And of course, this is at a hush for the people that are still in the cafeteria to not try and, I tried to make sure I couldn't figure out what was going on too well, but we can talk to the spirit of the body and get some kind of information from it soon. Probably not in the middle of a cafeteria.
Probably
It's
not.
kind of like,
But it's a good area for you guys to kind of regroup and figure out, where
right,
your plan is. So.
right.
Oh no, we need to get moving. I'm antsy. We need to move.
So you guys were able to see the student's face. We had asked, do you guys know who the student was? So essentially, you can make a roll to see if you remember who they are. Actually, no. Tony knows who he is. His name is Jamal White. So he is not necessarily, you never like really ran into circles, but you're kind of, you kind of just know everybody because you're Tony. Because everybody knows you and you know everybody, even if you don't know their whole backstories or anything. So you know that there's a victim. The next, there's a couple of different, avenues that you can go. Obviously, investigating the victim, talking to the victim as a spirit is a good, I think, first step. Does anybody else have any other ideas on what you might be able to do based on maybe your own contacts or what your divine power or anything like that?
So I'm not sure if I can do this, maybe. So it says under worshipers, I have a flock willing to do terrible things in my name, which I love. Could I potentially ask one of them or ask a worshiper or contact someone to see if this Jamal White was into anything sort of shady or underground, do a little digging?
So I wouldn't ask. So I wouldn't ask your worshipers to do that because your worshipers are zealots.
Okay.
Zealots are specifically like, I need something burned down. I need someone kidnapped. Not
okay.
At like doing incognito, stuff like that. Now you also, of course, would have the option of, you could always call up Calic, and you could give him a scent, see if he can track it down, something like that.
Okay.
There's a few other things you could do. You could also call up Cynthia, but Cynthia's going to more have mystical knowledge and not necessarily about a random student at a school. So you have ways to get information, but not that specifically, not from your worshipers.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I'm sorry. Yes, of course you can ask them to do it.
Right.
I as the GM am suggesting that you not ask your zealots to do that, because it usually goes poorly when you ask a zealot to do anything other than what it's designed to do.
Gotcha. I appreciate that and thank you.
Yes. Unless that's what you're going for,
No. Pure chaos. No. So yeah, I'd then I like that better. I'd probably summon Calic?
But
okay.
probably the wrong pronunciation.
I will call forth my direwolf to sort of take a scent and see if they can pick up anything.
Okay. So what you can do is basically you're going to mark off one of the boxes on Calic.
Mm-hmm.
What that represents is you are straining that relationship because
Okay.
you're forcing him to do something that you have now commanded him to do.
Goes. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I can't. Wait, it's not like that. Anyway.
It's all right. Calic hates you, but you have power over him, so you get to tell him what to do. So that's cool. So I'll roll for Calic in a moment.
Okay.
So let's see. Do you have any ideas, Karis, for Gabriel, or Alicia for Mina?
Eris, you can take it away, friend.
You see, Tony, sometimes I'm useful.
Oh, I still have this
Very
tattoo in my
useful.
mind. So
You have all the resources.
I'm wondering what I can use to, or if Marlon already did it. So Marlon, you called me here, which is like so interesting that you think somehow I could help out here. So I'm, and I know I'm like the person everybody goes to. I totally get that. And so I'm just trying to understand what you thought I could be helpful. Oh no, uh-oh. Sorry, I think I'm having an earthquake literally in California. Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hold on. Okay. Stuff was just moving and I was like, okay, that's not right. Okay. So I just had to say that was like my real life. Okay, so now back to Gabriel.
God.
Marlon, I'm having an earthquake. What do I do? No.
Right there, I thought you were in character, and I was like,
I did too.
what's happening here?
Yeah, no.
This-
I live in LA and we've had sort of some issues. Some earthquakes. All right. So now back to us being on campus. Marlon, you called me. You know that I'm always busy kind of like tatting up people but I'll always come to the aid of folks. And I'm just wondering kind of, I know I think I can do it, but have you done it yet? Have you talked to the spirit of this person to find out kind of what happened?
No, I hadn't yet, but that's what made you come to mind as a person. You're the one that typically talks to them more closely than I. They don't talk back most of the time.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I can do that, right? Like I can, it says something about that.
Are you gonna do this in the cafeteria?
Yeah, I'm not going back to that dead body. I do dead people, but not like that. No, I think if
Can
we
we
could
go somewhere else and before you be invoking spirits? I mean, this is the cafeteria, for goodness sakes. There's students around.
Well, he just sent a wolf.
It's not mealtime right now, so it's mostly empty.
Okay.
Is Wade's direwolf like visible to other people?
Yes. It mostly just looks like a shepherd dog. Unless it like lets itself go, like right now it's just like disguised.
Got it. Because a body with claw marks and a giant wolf sniffing around just makes it more chaotic.
He's already suspect.
Okay.
No, he's like a little shepherd dog. It's cute. So Gabriel and Marlon, I'm gonna say you two will go and you'll summon the spirit. So Wade has Calic. I'm actually just. Can you roll 4 dice for me, Matthew, for Calic? Sorry, other Matthew. Sure, you're running into this a lot.
No worries.
It'd be different if one of you went by Matt. Then that would solve everything.
Or you have to call them by their names, Marlon and Wade.
I can go by Matt. I am very easy.
Whichever. Yeah, whatever.
No, I mean, I guess I could just call you by your character name. It's weird. I like to address people as people.
So you said 4 dice, right?
Dice, yes.
So that would be 3 success.
3 successes. Okay. So I'm going to say with 3 successes, I'm going to say Calic immediately was able to sneak in, get the scent off the body, and is able to track it. He says that he's able to track that scent to that student's room.
Well, we got a trail. I'm not going to have much time to really help with all of this, but we have a trail. We can get him to the room, and let's finish this quickly, shall we?
Let's go.
The room might be a better place unless the police are all over it already. So
Right.
Okay. According to Calic, there's nobody there yet. So
Let's hurry.
no police there yet, at least.
The whole time I'm running damage control with my PR, trying to, yeah.
Do we need a GPS, Mina, to the room, or do we know where this room is? Do we know how to get there?
We have a trail, so
Calic knows
Okay.
exactly which room. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys totally you head there. I'm gonna say it's part of the same scene. I'm not gonna count it as a different scene since we haven't necessarily done anything where we were. We're just moving locations, but within the same span of time. So when you get to his room, let me see what happens here when you get to his room. You find his room ransacked, actually. Someone wanted something in here. Somebody went through his room. It's not the cops, otherwise there would be yellow tape and whatnot. So there's definitely something went through his room. The question is, did they find what they were looking for? And maybe that's why they're not here. Who knows? If you guys can make perception plus intuition rolls.
Intuition 1.
Essentially, you're trying to see if you can find something where maybe
I
they
got 1.
one.
I got 4.
Wow.
Nice.
Did anybody else get more than 4?
just one. Yeah.
Ridiculous. All right. Well, with 3 successes is actually what I was looking for, since you're looking for something within the chaos that is there. I'm going to say that you search the room and you find a shoebox hidden behind a mini fridge. That definitely seems like there's something in there, Mina. Well, yeah, Alicia, but Mina.
Okay, so yeah, Mina is going to sit down against the wall, cross her legs, and open it.
Okay. You open it and you find a crystal amulet with gear ornamentation, like it's like got gears inside of it. It has an audible ticking sound coming from it as well, which is kind of suspicious, but it's not a bomb or anything. Like, it's not emanating heat. You're definitely not getting that kind of vibe from it. More like a clock than anything. Like, it's keeping time, not counting down time. But yeah, so it doesn't give you any immediate idea of a threat or anything, but there you go. That's what you find.
Is the box dusty, or is there any indication that this box has been hidden for a long time, or has it been accessed often?
I'm gonna say that the shoebox, it does not look. Because I'm gonna say that the amulet's not the only thing in the box. There's like other things too, like secret things that Jamal would have wanted to keep. Nothing super important or like risque or anything, but just like notes from his dad and stuff like that. So it's a box that it looks like it's been accessed often, but obviously this thing doesn't seem like it fits in with any of the other things in the box.
Mina's gonna be like, guys, I found a thing that ticks. It's kind of cool. What do you think?
Definitely.
And, like,
those words
go
don't
past
go
it.
together always that well.
Wade, we're friends. Let's not ruin that today.
I'm not, but ticking in a shoebox never ends well. At least what I've.
It's not a bomb. I feel like it's good. It's okay. There's no bomb in it. It's not gonna blow up. It's just kind of, and because Mina is so interested in technology, she's looking at this thing like it is old AF. Like, she's intrigued by the fact that it is ticking and spinning, but there's no battery. we're fine, Wade, but look at it. It's not like, it's like old school tech. And she just passes it off.
Do I recognize this at all? Does it look familiar to me? No.
Nope.
Well, it's another thing to ask him about.
Right.
Hmm.
When are you going to do this before the police show up?
I second what Tony said. Let's get this done quickly.
All right. So you
Okay.
already did your roll. So you are able to summon the spirit of Jamal. With 3 successes, you're able to, see it and communicate directly with him. And you are able to give one other person here the ability to talk with him as well. So
Gabriel for sure. Yeah.
I kind of said, it would probably end up being Gabriel. He kind of pops up and, he's just kind of like a skinny kid. He was probably a sophomore in college, so he's not like old or anything. And he, ghosts kind of appear the way that they died. So, he's got giant gash on his back and his face is like all, what's the word? Like it's got abrasions on his face because, he fell like face first into the ground after dying. So, that's basically what he looks like. And he kind of just looks around and he's just like, and you see this like feeling of dread just coming over him in the moment as he is realizing right now that he is dead.
I know this is very confusing. Hello, and I introduce myself and introduce Gabriel. Do you know who did this to you? Or what did this to you? Might be better.
So if you could make an influence and empathy roll for me.
Okay.
I don't know if Marlon is good at that or not.
1 success.
1 success. Do you want to, Gabriel, do you want to try and see if you can get more?
Let's see. Influence and empathy.
Influence, empathy.
1, 2, 2 success.
All right, that's good. That's 2. I'm going to say, because basically that's to make him not just start screaming his head off crazy and not be able to answer because he's hysterical. So I was looking for 2 successes, which was like, please don't do just 1. So he kind of is able to calm himself down. Gabriel's presence is somewhat calming, and he says, "No, I don't know what killed me or what it hit me from behind."
Okay. Can you explain this amulet that's here? And that might have been what they were after.
He says, "Yeah, that was something cool that we found at work. So I kind of took it home because I wanted to like check it out. I wanted to look it up on the internet and stuff. So
How long have you had this?
what?
How long have you had this in your possession?
He says I brought it home yesterday.
Okay. Where do you work?
Yeah, where do you work?
He says I work at Gizmos and Junk.
Tina just laughs because she knows that it's junk.
And I'm actually intrigued by the whole thing because it looks very artistic and very like I'm just kind of really intrigued by it. So
Weirdly beautiful because it looks really old and really new at the same time. Like it's weird.
Did this recently come into your store?
Yes.
Oh, do you know who brought it in your store? Were you there when it was
No, not. I wasn't the one who did it. We get a lot of like stuff. We get a lot of junk in our store, and this was one of those weird things.
I'll look to Gabriel. Any other question? He's like, I think we've got a lead.
Yeah, the only thing I'm curious about is well, one, how often do you take stuff out the store, dude? That's just like help me understand, like I'm just gonna take it. I mean, did you purchase it or did you say I'm gonna take it and then bring it back? Like,
I often take stuff out of the store. Sometimes I bring it back, sometimes I don't. It's a lot of the time it's just junk anyway, so I use it to take it. I usually use it to practice to taking things apart and putting stuff back together and whatnot. He says, I didn't ask to take this, but I didn't think anybody was gonna care if I just brought it back, later. I wasn't
Right.
gonna
So,
keep it forever.
so have you had time to fiddle around with it? I mean, look at it, take it apart. I mean, I know maybe not. No.
Brought it back and he put it in his hiding place, and then he had classes, so he went to go handle his classes and whatnot. So he was not able to actually sit down and look at it yet. So he hadn't had a chance to do that.
Okay.
He's getting really sad and lamenting at the fact that like this is the thing that led to his death.
Marlon will go. I got 2 more questions for you. I think probably just 2. Anyone you need to call for you, girlfriend, family, let them know anything. Final message.
He's a nice guy.
He does say, he says if you could call my dad and just let him know that what happened, but otherwise no, that's pretty much it.
Okay, the other one. Anything you don't want a police or maybe family members to find in your apartment? You're a college kid. I know. Just got to be careful of that stuff.
He says, sadly, I'm incredibly boring, and I actually don't have anything like that. So,
Wow.
I
mean, hey, you stole once and you saw what happened. So I'm just saying.
And with that, you release him to the afterlife, knowing that it's his fault in the end.
I did this to myself.
Okay. Before trying to relay the information to the rest of the group, I say let's get out of here before the police show up.
Okay.
We get the contact for the dad. That's a personal thing for Marlon to do later. Yeah.
Dad's number somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to give everybody a chance to do something in the scene, Vicky, I don't believe that Tony has done anything like super active. Is there anything that you would like to accomplish before we move on to a new scene? Even if that's just like calling one of your bonds or attachments and asking them to do something, just do you want to initiate any action?
Well, I kind of feel like since you called me out that I need to.
No, it's more just that you have the option.
Okay.
Because you had to pay a free time to get into this scene. So, and I'm about to make you pay another free time to get into the next scene. So
Okay.
I'm trying to just make sure that you accomplish something in a scene that you paid for. You paid for the scene. So.
All right. So his room's a mess. Can I make his room clean and beautiful?
Oh, 100%.
All right.
I would say you can use either puppetry or shaping for that.
Shaping, because she doesn't have puppetry.
Let's do shaping. Let's do shaping and crafts.
3. Oh, that's 6. So.
Oh, his room is going to be looking real good.
1, 2. 2 successes.
How many?
2.
2? Oh yeah, 2's more than enough. Yeah, you know, everything is put back in place. All of the rips in his bed sheets, his sheets and stuff are all hemmed immediately. You know, all of his like thread count goes up by at least 2,000. Everything is just the best quality ever in his room now, and it's pretty awesome. Like people will walk in there and think that he's a millionaire, but obviously he was not. But that's the power of beauty. I love it. Very cool. Okay, so we're gonna go into the next scene, and this would be where I would ask you guys, what are you gonna do at this point? What's the next goal here?
We're going to go to his work.
Gizmos and junk seems to be the thing. If you don't have another tattoo job, Gabriel or Wade got to do something with money, maybe.
I got one more left in me, and then I take the helicopter and I say goodbye.
And I've got somebody over there taking care of you know, the folks who are coming into Lizard Inc. So
yeah,
I'm gonna hang with with you guys for the moment.
So just to kind of give you a few like what's the word? Oh gosh, I'm like blanking out on words tonight. I apologize, guys. Like a few examples, I guess, suggestions. One is obviously you could go to his job. Second is you could spend a scene maybe doing some research on the amulet. You could, Wade specifically could go talk to Cynthia to get possible information about the amulet. So let me see. So because there's ways. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, so there's things that you could do. There's other things that you could do that are here
Okay.
that don't apply because of missed rolls earlier. So I'm
Okay.
like, so yeah. So there's some stuff that you could do.
So yeah, I'll take, if you guys will let me, I can take this odd trinket, so to speak, and maybe ask a few people what it might do or what it is.
Okay.
Just be careful. Keep your eyes peeled. Something might come at you as it did the other one.
Sounds good.
Would Mina go with him?
You want to bring Mina to go see Cynthia?
Hmm.
That would be the question. Cynthia, just so everybody knows, Cynthia is his watcher. It's essentially
Yeah.
the mortal who works for the order that gave him his godhood, and basically keeps tabs on him to make sure that he is always operating within the order's interests. So,
Because Mina would want to keep tabs on him and that non-tech item.
yeah.
Even though like we get along and we're bonded by tech, I'm worried that it could fall in the wrong hands.
Cynthia does already know about your pantheon, so you're not going to be like introducing somebody that Cynthia doesn't already know because she knows a lot about you. So it's more just, do you want to introduce Mina to Cynthia?
Ooh. No hard feelings, Wade.
It's not really me that you should be concerned about. I don't know how you're going to be received, but sure, let's enjoy this chaos. Come with.
Sounds great. All right.
She smiles, skips out. She's stoked. She's real stoked. Let's do this.
We're not taking the helicopter though. I'm gonna order the limo instead this time.
I rolled randomly. I'm actually, because this is the first time that we're actually moving to a different place in the scene, so in the game. So right now you guys are at the college, which is, I believe, is 0.28. Tony, can you tell me? Can you confirm that? Is your 0.28, or does it say it on your thing? Oh no, it says it on the map here. So here we go.
3-7.
3-7. Okay, so I just rolled 6-8. So 6, 8, which is, that's technically your, so I'll do 8-6 then. All right, because there's nothing. No, that's something else. Oh, now I have to re-roll again. There's already stuff there.
The campus it says 3-7.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, yes, right. So to go meet Cynthia is at 0.17. So that's what I'm doing. Which actually means it's not going to cost you any additional free time or anything to go there because it's nearby, which is good for you guys.
Yes, it is.
So because that's part of the fun is like if you're operating over here and it's like, oh, I have to go all the way over there, you might waste all your free time and money just trying to traverse the city. But it might be super important for you to do that. Sometimes it's not. So sometimes you're like, you know what? I ain't even got the money to go there. Somebody else go there. All right, so then now you're going to be at 1-7, which is just a couple of spots over. Cool. So that's Mina and Wade. Who else is anybody going to be going to? I know that we had said, is anybody doing research on the thing? Or
Yeah.
on anything?
Well, yeah, we could go to the library, but don't I need to change scenes? Change locations?
So yeah, well, the college isn't going to have a mystical library anyway, I don't think. So like if you were going to hit any library, it would likely be a library that one of you guys would have. So I don't think any of you guys have the library blessing or anything. But yeah, so what you could do though, this could be something where you could tap into your worshipers and you could say, does anybody know of any, creatures, or has anybody been hearing any, murmurings about rituals or whatever? So there's a lot of different things that you can do there. You could also literally just like research the gem by its description, like gears, crystal, amulet, this shape, see if anything pops up, like it could. There's a lot of different things you could do, or you could go to Gizmos and Junk and follow that trail. That's another option, obviously, as well.
Gabriel, Marlon, what do you want to do?
My only concern is if there's more of these amulets or other trinkets like this, and if there's any other dead people, like this is a recurring pattern. I don't know everyone that dies. I just happen to be around a lot of it. So it might be worth a call to a cemetery or a funeral home to see if there's other like-minded cases going on as well, because that might provide us with a bigger ring of other things going on. Because this Gizmo place could just be it happened to be one here, or it could have been this is one of 10 and this is just the one body we found.
That's true.
Right.
So we can go to Gizmos. I would like to probably make a call to make sure that there aren't more bodies like this winding up around here.
Okay. And do any of our minions or followers, do they have the ability to do that research for us?
Yes. They're not as good at doing it as what they are designed to do, but they can do it. Yes.
So I only have the graveyard and the gym. I could wager calling the graveyard to see if they buried any bodies that match the similar death description, but that would be the best I have.
Yeah. Which I would say at this point.
And the local gangs. I guess I also have the local gangs.
Right. I mean, you do have the gangs. It's a question of so I guess would your gangs be helpful in this situation? I don't think that I see where they would be useful in like tracking down a creature with giant claws.
Well, maybe the allocation of acquired goods is something a gang could be about.
Okay.
And see how. Do we know if Gizmos and Junks is it just typically like a Goodwill-esque? You just drop off the stuff, or how do they acquire their items? Do we know that?
So yeah, it's a quick like internet search. Gizmos and Junk is like a repair. It's like a repair place. Like people bring their phones or laptops or whatever there, and they get them repaired. And sometimes people come back for their stuff, sometimes they don't. But yeah, it's just the name is more just to be kind of funny and clever. They do deal in junk, but sometimes they have gizmos. So yes, it's the weird way to say that.
I'm interested in going to Gizmo and whatever the heck it's called, Gizmo and Junk. Yeah.
So Bill wants to go to Gizmos and Junk.
Yeah, could I make a call on the way to the graveyard to see if there's any?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say that there isn't any other reports of something happening like this recently, at least.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not gonna make you like strain it or waste your resources or anything like that. It's a pretty easy call. So cool. So you guys are gonna go to Gizmo.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's more of these amulets at Gizmo and Junk, and Jamal maybe took one, but maybe there's more than one.
Well, I guess that would have been a question to ask. He did not mention that there were more than one of these when you guys had a spirit there, at least. So.
But we could see if that same person dropped off more than one item at a different time.
Or if we know who dropped it off.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so 4-8 is actually where Gizmos and Junk is. Isn't that nice? That is also right there next to the school. which actually makes sense within the context of the story. Like, obviously, he got a job near the school because that's where he lived. So I just find that funny. Like, it's just all working out. It's like everything's happening right here in this part of town. All right, cool. Well then, Tony, are you gonna go to the Gizmos and Junk as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do Cynthia's scene real quick with Wade and Mina. So you go to this building. It's like a business building,
Mhm.
like at least 20, 30 stories tall. It's not necessarily in the business sector because it's over here by the school, but it's basically one of the many corporate buildings that work with under Wade's dad, essentially. Wade is he's a tech millionaire too, because he made an app, because that's how he made all his money. But his dad actually owns a lot of the actual corporation that runs it all. And that's where Cynthia ends up running her stuff. So you guys go up to about, I think it's probably like the 25th floor, and you walk in this huge office area, and there's the receptionist there. How does Wade ask for a meeting with Cynthia when he didn't call ahead or anything? You guys are just showing up, so.
Is Cynthia around?
Well, yeah, I guess that's a good way to do it. The receptionist obviously knows you. I was thinking, I was just like, well, actually, yeah, that makes sense. She says, yes, let me make a phone call. And, she calls. A couple of minutes later,
I just walk.
Yeah, Cynthia comes out. Okay, well, you just go back anyway. Okay.
I just go back in there.
Mina's eyes are huge. Like, what is he doing? He asked for somebody and now he's just walking. Does she stay? Does she go? Like, she's very just like,
Yeah, she's the receptionist is just like, but
That's okay.
You just go. So yeah, you go to Cynthia's office, and she's sitting there. She says, "Oh, hi, Wade. To what do I have the pleasure of your appearance in my office and off hours?"
Well, seems to have been a ruckus at the school that I was called to by my friend.
I've had to make several phone calls to get people to stop talking about you arriving in a helicopter right after the dead body.
Well, had to be a flashy entrance. Didn't know there was a dead body. Whether you believe that or not, that's immaterial. Did not know there was a dead body. But we found this, and I'll put the item on her desk, and know anything about it because I don't.
Because I really don't. Let me see what she knows about it. Let me read. Okay, let's see. So she says yes. Well, actually, hold on. You have to strain her relationship, and then she will tell you information. So make sure to put off her sheet there.
Can I use loyal servants to not?
Not with her.
Not with her. Okay.
You can do that with worshipers, I believe.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is the opposite of a worshiper.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, so if you strain her, she says, yes, this is I've really only seen these in some of the old texts. She says it's connected to some strange monstrosity.
Oh, that bodes well.
Doesn't it always? She says I don't have all of the information, but let me take a couple of pictures and I can send it along, and I might be able to get you some information as quick as possible.
Avoid using Twitter. They don't like that stuff on there.
Of course, yes. She rolls her eyes. Big roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, like Mina might actually be annoyed because Cynthia has yet to even acknowledge your presence. Like,
I'm curious about that.
like
Very much so. And if you would have seen it in the feed, I was rolling my eyes at her.
she literally doesn't care that you're there. So
I told you.
Go ahead, Wayne. Sorry.
No, I told you. She's, she's
All
Cynthia.
this time.
But yes, no. So let me see. Hold on. What is the information that she would have been able to get for you? I'm trying to find that stuff. Blah. But she does know. She knows off the top of her head that it's only one part of a contraption that she believes. I'm just gonna say that she doesn't send it off to somebody else. She just knows this information.
Yeah.
Because we're already past the 1 hour mark and we only have 2 hours. So I'm gonna say that she remembers that it's part of something. Like she's like, there's inscriptions here. I'm pretty sure that these words mean prison.
So these
While
are
that's
used.
going on.
Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry.
Matt.
No.
While that's going on, Mina is going to text Tony that it is one piece of an item. Something about it means prison. Go to the job site and dig around in the junk.
On it.
And you know what?
Did
you have? Go ahead.
This is meant to hold something or someone or some monstrosity. Is that what I'm starting to recognize?
Yeah, she says yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh,
that's what I'm getting from it.
Mina, can I use my stroke of genius?
You can. What are you using it for?
Maybe I don't need to use it, but like
right now, because you aren't making any rolls right now.
Can I just have my epiphany moment and like look at Wade with like big eyes and say, "Wade, what did you just say? Repeat it." And she's looking for the monstrosity, keeping something in. And when you say like whatever you say, about it,
right.
Mina looks at you and says, "What if the kid released a demon or a monster? And now we have to get it back in." And she looks at the other lady and says, "I'm so sorry. I get a little excited sometimes."
Believe it or not, her tech skills are extraordinary.
Yes. No. I'm sure. No, she says no. I appreciate the excitement. It's wonderful. I just appreciate it outside of my office. So.
Mina looks around like, where am I gonna go?
So I'm gonna say though, I'm gonna jump to the other group, and I'm gonna say you guys got that text about the prison and stuff right as you were pulling up to Gizmos and junk. So it's an easy segue there. So right as you are pulling up to Gizmos and Junk, let's see. So it's a small tech shop in a strip mall. So it's, there's like a Subway next to it, and there's like another thing like on the other side. They repair computers, watches, pretty much anything that you can bring to them. And they make a killing off of fixing phones and tablet screens. The store appears to be open, but as you are arriving, it doesn't look like there's anybody like really inside or anything. And there's a disgruntled customer outside lighting a cigarette, mumbling to himself, like, "Man, got my computer. Want my computer, damn it."
Hi, friend. How you doing? What's wrong?
Hey, I don't know. They must have like forgot to lock the doors or something. I'd steal something if like it wasn't full of broken stuff. But there ain't anybody in there.
It's interesting.
You better have my computer, is what I'm saying.
Did you knock?
No, the door's open. I rang the bell, yelled a bunch. Nobody came out. Oh, you're muted, sir.
Marlin, being the unpredictable, because that's his curse, he's just gonna go in and like literally just go right to the back of the shop. They said you rang a bell, and I'd be like, good enough for me, and just go all the way in.
All right. Is everybody just following Marlin? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just darts off to the back of the shop. You find a pretty gruesome display of what appears to be the owner and one employee carved open with the same kind of claw marks and stuff as the first victim.
Oh, this is I just can't even. Can I pull that? Because this would like send me
Yes, you can totally.
right over the flipping edge. This is like too much for me. I know I'm all, no. I'm used to no, I can't even.
So that means that essentially she is activating Gabriel's no, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm out.
not
And
gonna happen.
he just goes outside. He will not be part of anything else during the rest of the scene.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
guys, an additional Pantheon die. So
There you go. And good luck to you.
no,
As I'm running out. Good luck. See you guys later. Yeah.
I'm gonna say like you're just outside with the guy smoking. So like you didn't like leave, but you're just like, I can't be any part of that.
Yeah, no, I'm not a smoker. I'm about ready to ask the dude for like, do you have any more of those? Seriously, I'm like,
he's a friendly smoker. He'll give you one.
Yeah, I'll take the cigarette. I won't light it.
Bond, it'll be great. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. So that's what you guys see. What do you want to do?
Well, Gabriel would have helped to talk to the dead, but I guess I can try by myself this time. Yeah, just kind of shrugs. She's like, that one's on me. Could have done this a little bit smoother. I guess I'll.
Well, do you want to check the bodies?
Yeah, I'm gonna do investigate.
Medicine and knowledge.
Yeah.
Check the bodies.
So, what do you want me to roll? Medicine and what?
Medicine and knowledge. Yes.
Okay.
While she's doing that, could I look around the area around them to see if is there like a struggle?
It looks like there's a lot of stuff destroyed in here. Yes.
I got
2 successes. Wonderful. You are able to tell that they are recently dead, like within the last 12 hours or so. And what you see kind of underneath part of there's not a roll for this, you just kind of see this because you're looking, Marlin. Like kind of underneath part of the broken desk, you see a box. It's like about like that, like a nice sized box. And it's a gear box. It's like ornamented with like gears and stuff all on the outside. It is open, so there's that. If you look on the inside of the box, it looks like there's a notch where something would be placed.
The same kind of size as the item we have, or the item that we don't have? Okay.
Correct. It looks like that's where that amulet would go.
So we take this?
Yeah, sure. He kind of looks a little confused. Should we try and find the guy's laptop too, or whatever his computer was? If we get it, then he won't come back here.
The door. I'm screaming through the door. Get the dude's laptop. He gave me a ciggy.
All right, we'll quickly try and find his laptop, because if he doesn't come in here, then he won't find the bodies, and we won't have more police.
Okay. So then, if you guys are going to kind of look for his stuff, you're going to end up having to go through like the records and stuff.
Right. Is there also any cameras?
Can we research and see who bought the stuff in?
Definitely can. If you check the cameras, so Marlin, if you check the cameras, you find out they're not connected to anything. They're there just to get people to not steal things, but they're not actually connected to anything.
It's like, I got some of those.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got some of those.
All right, cool. So yeah, if you want to check the store's computer, who's doing that? Tech plus
Okay.
stealth roll. So whoever has the better roll for that.
Tech plus stealth.
Yes.
Well,
That's
I have
one.
0 tech and I have 2 stealth. So
I just got 1 stealth, 0 tech. Not we're not the tech people at
You're
all.
That is correct.
but I got 2 successes.
Hey, and hey, 2 is what I wanted, so it's fine. With that, you were able to find the store's sales history, and you're able to, you're able to find that guy's stuff. You also find that they got a new shipment in yesterday from Egypt. And the order is marked as Ancient Gearbox.
Ancient yearbox.
Ancient Gearbox, correct.
Okay.
So this is not something that somebody brought in. It's something that the owner ordered. Like he got it from a seller online.
Okay, so I'm going to snap a picture of that and send it to Mina,
That's a great idea.
so we don't have to steal it.
But you are able to
I
find
feel
it
like
pretty easily. It looks like they did, like it was the last thing that got repaired before they were murdered. Nope.
Is there any other items from Egypt that came along with this shipment, or was it just this one item?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of there's other tech and stuff, but nothing like this. Nothing like that. Nothing.
Just really quickly, is there any really cool tech here?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
It's kind of, there's like some, well, I mean, so for somebody like who's taking an archaeology class and stuff like that, like there's some kind of older stuff there, like, old machinery and stuff. Like he was kind of ordering stuff. He was going to try and have like kind of an old style like sale or something. And so he was going to kind of take some old style things, kind of price that, like fix them up and then sell them, like resell them to like for expensive stuff to other sellers online.
I'll keep a note of that to let Mina know. Trying to repair that bridge between us, because
There you go. There you go. Is there anything else that I needed to from this stuff? No. Okay.
But yeah, we give him his laptop outside. Yeah. Tell him not to worry about it.
Very cool. So cool. All right. Well, I'm going to say that Mina and Wade, you guys end up getting that message as you are leaving Cynthia's office. And that... Go ahead.
No, I'll look at Tony. Should we talk to the bodies to figure out what they released? Or maybe they wouldn't know. Maybe Jamal released it after he took the thing back out of the box after they fixed it.
Hey, Gabriel, can you talk to them?
Gabriel's outside. So, okay.
I am seriously not going back up in there. So just so you know, but let me see. There is something. What does it say here, Gabriel? Can communicate. Interact with.
So you are a member of the Kunitsu Kami, which is essentially you understand your placement in the order of spirits, and it allows you to speak with spirits and stuff like that pretty easily.
I mean,
you can.
Can I do that from afar? Meaning, I don't have to go back in there and do it, right?
You could do it from afar. I guess. I think you'd have to be in there to know who you were calling. Because you were in there for a split second and saw, cut open faces, and then ran out. So you don't even have a name, you don't have a face, you don't have anything to call on.
To help Gabriel, since it is kind of my fault, can I pickpocket their IDs and give them their driver's license? Is that good enough information?
That's right. You're supposed to be an old dog. Come on, old dog, help me out.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I was saying that Marlon was supposed to be like all street smart old dog, but kind of straightened out his ways, right? So
yes.
Yeah. Can he get me some info? I can do it outside.
Just dig in the wallets. Just give him that. That's better than we were probably looking at in there, anyways.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say that you try to talk with the spirit. And I think we've actually lost Karis. Are you still there, Karis?
It's frozen. Yeah.
It sounded like her audio was sputtering a little bit. So
maybe she's having a real earthquake. I'll text her.
Oh my gosh.
She really doesn't want to deal with these dead bodies. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Well, I was actually about to
I'm
say,
okay.
hey, you're back.
Yay.
Okay. Well, I was about to say, just to not to make you waste again any of your resources or anything, I'm just gonna say you try to talk to the spirits, but I'm gonna say you're not able to. You're too far gone.
Nope.
No,
Oh,
speaking of gone. All right, yeah. Do we need the box, right? Right, Tony?
Yeah.
So we'll keep the box kind of. Is there anything we can hide it in? Like
I mean, there's
put it like in a bag or something?
because it's not too big. Like it's basically the size of like a computer tower. So they have like boxes and stuff to carry computer towers.
Yeah, well, that's how I'll take it out like that to make sure people don't get suspicious.
All right. Hello.
I'm sorry, my internet is wonky now. Sorry.
No, earthquakes do that. I've heard.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're okay.
So yeah, so that's where we're at now at this point. So where do you guys want to meet up to do something else? You obviously, I've kind of spelled it out, but you need to combine the amulet and the box. So
Yeah. Does everyone have the ability to get together before they have to do something?
yes, right now everyone does.
Marlon's like, my gym is close by. He's like, I can close that off. That's the most secluded we're gonna get probably around here.
Probably. Or you can go to Tony's room at the college. That would be the other option. I think they are both within reasonable distance that it will not require additional free time or wealth to get there.
So, your call.
Would it be suspicious the money man coming back to the college again?
It's not suspicious. The helicopter was the suspicious thing. Like he could have just drove there and like nobody would have known. So
Celebrity entrance, right?
exactly, he made the celebrity entrance.
Not how that's how I roll.
So yeah, most definitely, he can. You guys can go back to the college, or Gabriel's art tattoo shop is actually nearby. So I would say any of those three places.
Why don't you guys come to my lair, my lizard tattoo lair shop?
Okay.
It's not the lair. It's a
Text
tattoo.
Mina, say meet us at Gabriel's.
All right, cool.
He responds with, okay.
So you guys all in
Jovial.
at.
So I text Wade too, says you can come too.
I don't respond.
I find it funny because I would think that you guys would have like a Pantheon group text going or something like that.
We have a Discord server.
Oh,
Yes.
So you guys get to Gabriel's shop. I'm gonna say that it's not like a Gabriel Gabriel doesn't live like on the top floor over the shop or anything. It's more like there's like the front part is the shop, and then you live like behind it, essentially. When you're not at Sam's, because usually you're at Samantha's house. So yeah, so you guys arrive there, and you can seclude yourself away from like the customers and the regular goings on and stuff, because you guys are at you guys are in the back. So you also notice that I did update your free time and wealth. So that's where we are right now in the chat.
Yeah. So for me, what does that mean now that I'm at 0?
It means nothing for this scene, and it will mean every.
Okay. Gotcha. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun. Or not. I mean, it just kind of all depends.
Yeah.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Well, here's the box.
It's a beautiful ornate box.
Which one of you has the amulet? And by the way, do you guys want some coffee? Like I drink a lot of coffee. I mean, I have to have my coffee. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Coffee.
All right, I gotta like make sure everybody's like feeling welcome and everything. And for those of you who want green tea, no. I'll
Do you have
just have
espresso?
coffee. Espresso, I have espresso, of course.
Oh,
I love it.
I'll take espresso. That sounds
Okay.
good.
No
All right.
protein shakes, probably. No.
No. Like, dude, seriously.
Heavy cream, Gabriel.
Yeah, I can do all of that. I'll make sure you guys are all hooked up with some coffee. For those of you who are wanting these exotic, I don't know what, the protein poppy poopy, I'm just going to get you some water. Is that okay? Water okay?
Water's
It's coming
great.
out the tap, so just get over it. Okay, so now, now who has the box and who has the amulet?
So Mina, I believe, has the amulet, unless you gave it back to Wade, and I think Tony has the box.
Actually, Marlon carried it
Marlon
out.
has the box. All right, Marlon has the box.
Well, I
Yeah, I
take
guess
it
Mina
out
would
of the
have it.
yeah, I take it out of the computer box, the little box.
And then yeah, and obviously again, when you look inside the gearbox, there is a notch there that you can put the amulet.
Does the gear like get excited? Does the amulet get excited as it's getting near this box?
Yes, it starts ticking faster.
Oh,
And then the
guys.
gears on the outside of the box start kind of turning slowly, but not quickly on the box.
Mina rushes to the box to like experience this, and she's just got a big bright smile on her face and is like amazed by the workings of the gears, and just gets it closer and closer and closer to the box. And now she's just holding it next to the box where the gears are turning in fascination with what's happening.
Marlon
No.
immediately. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Marlon immediately hands the box to Tony, and he kind of like gets into that like I'm a fight something stance. He's like, "Hey, as soon as it goes in, we might be fighting something," and he's just like ready to punch something.
Yeah.
Does nobody remember when I said ticking in boxes never end up good? So let's just be mindful of that.
He's like, "That's why I got these up. That's why I got these up."
And I'm kind of real curious why somebody hasn't
Might mess up your pad here.
don't be messing up my pad. I mean, I can go outside and get the tattoo gun and maybe that might like kind of serve as a weapon, but I don't like that kind of, that's not no. So but I am very curious about did anybody take a picture of this and then and I have to talk to my tech people, but Mina and Wade, I mean, can we look this thing up on the internet, the box part with the amulet part, and see kind of if there's any kind of information about it? I mean, that's what Jamal was trying to do.
Yeah, and also I would like to get the name of this where they ordered this stuff from and see if I can Google the company or the owner, whoever sent it to these guys.
Okay.
From what we gathered with Cynthia, this holds something.
Correct.
I think we put this together and one of two things happen. Nothing. Or we're either A, going to release and fight something. I don't think I think those are the only two options here. We know what it does. It
Or
holds.
something was already released because it killed these
Right.
guys.
So
Well,
so this could do nothing.
not necessarily. The people could be chasing after what was in this box and wanting to release it, and we're about to do that. Or Jamal
Right.
accidentally released it, and we got to put it back. So we could be the problem here, not Jamal.
I've already been running damage control from the helicopter. Can we not have any more issues?
Let's see.
So
The GM is like, so what are we doing?
And
it's a regular
me-
game. I would love to go down all these rabbit holes and stuff. So I'm gonna
Mina just put it in the box?
yeah, I'm gonna say the next part happens when you put the amulet in the box. So so when you put the amulet in the box, what happens when you do that? Oh yeah, okay. So when you do that, the carved designs on the box start turning faster, and a green light shines out, and you start seeing it kind of do like a shadow puppet sort of thing, and it's kind of telling a story of sorts. And if you guys can perform an intuition check, I need 2 successes for you to interpret the shadow message along on the wall.
2.
And
I got 4.
I got 1.
I got
I
nothing.
got
3.
3.
3 and 3. Wait, so Tony got 3, 3 for Marlon,
3.
and 4 for Mina, and then Gabriel and Wade are going to be like, I don't get it, you know. So it's,
Yeah.
but it's fine. Essentially, it tells a story with the puppets, like in showing, you know, the different forms and stuff. And essentially, what you get is long ago, the gods grew tired of using humanity in the God Wars, and crafted their own creatures from the technology they had created at the time. These automatons were dangerous in the hands of sadistic gods and were responsible for slaying entire armies of mortals. When the gods' power diminished, they found they lost control of their own creatures, and rather than be destroyed by them, they locked them away in sealed and often cursed gearboxes. So that is that. If you make a knowledge and intuition check, if you get at least 1 success, then you will know the name of the creature that is in this box.
That is 3.
I got 1.
I got 3.
I got 4 because I got a 10.
Oh,
Woo!
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't
3
know
as
that's
well.
what a 10 was. I got 4
Yay.
then. If I got a
Yeah.
10, I got 4.
Yes, 10 is 2.
10 is 2.
Oh, cool. I got 4. That means I got a lot more successes because I keep rolling a 0 over and over again.
Stop it. No, I'm joking.
You know that the name
I got 2.
is the Slicer, is what
What?
this is called. From just kind of looking at the box, and now you can tell basically by putting the amulet in there, it is now primed to entrap the automaton again. Like it was designed to catch this thing, and that's what it does. It doesn't suck one of you guys in or anything like that. Like it's pretty straightforward. If you put the amulet in it sucks up an automaton. So
Is it is it clear that if we just get near it and it does it, or we have to perform some kind of ritual to do it?
need to weaken it enough to then basically like Ghostbuster it. You know, you throw it near it and it'll get sucked in, but if it's too strong, then it will resist.
Got it.
So there's that. So let's see. So yeah, so that's it. But basically, you need to find out where it is. And to throw this out there, there's a reason why Gabriel is part of this group, is because that's what he does. He finds things. So
Ooh.
he's the god of travelers. So he
Yeah.
where did it travel to? Let's find that.
So yeah, how do I find that out? Like
An oracle roll. We'll say oracle and survival, probably.
Oracle and where's survival? Where's that
3rd
one?
from the bottom on the right.
Oh, there it is. 0 on my survival.
Not
Yeah,
cool.
thanks so much. So okay.
Well, and so basically that's what's going to happen there. Let me roll here, find out where it actually is, and then oh gosh, okay, I guess it ended up there. All right.
Yeah. I didn't do very well.
What did you get? 0. So what I would say is that you can spend a fragment and get 2 successes just automatically, and it'll essentially mean that you did it. Or you have 7 dice in the Pantheon pool. I'm sorry, you have 8 dice in the Pantheon pool. Nobody's been pulling from the Pantheon pool. So at any point, you feel like you could just be like, hey guys, can I just roll a couple of these? You know, as long as everybody at the table is cool with it, then you can just roll those.
Why don't I take the fragments though because of time?
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
you know what I
Spend
mean?
a fragment and you got it. So you guys, so I will say then you guys move on to the next scene where you guys will track down the thing. It actually brings you to a junkyard, interestingly.
Before we leave, Tony's going to create some flowers and leave it on Gabriel's bedside.
I love it. So
You're
just
so sweet.
real quick, I know that we're at, we're running out of time, but essentially how it works when you get to 0 in terms of, so we'll address that here because both Marlon and Wade have gotten to 0. So essentially what I'll say is, what are you guys going to do the next scene? And you guys will be like, oh, we're all going to go to the junkyard. And then I'm going to be like, oh, that's awesome. The whole team is all going to go to the graveyard. Okay, so Wade, you get a call. And, basically, and so like, Wade, what are your things here? Actually, you have damaged, Krillin and Cynthia. Oh God, that would be terrible of me. So essentially what I could do is I could say Cynthia calls you and says, she has a job for you and she wants you to drop everything and do it. And then you would have the option to be like, of course, Cynthia, of course I'll do this thing for you. And then you don't get to go to the junkyard with them. Or say, actually, no, I'm busy. I have to go do this other thing. Thus straining her more because you are refusing her thing. And essentially, the more that gets strained, it drops in level. And it's really bad if Cynthia drops because she's a special one on your character sheet.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm going to say that that's what happens. She calls up and says, I have an errand for you to run as, return for the information I gave you. And then again, in the interest of time, I assume we're all just going to go to the junkyard together. So you would say, no, and then you would get up to 4 free time back. But you would have to strain her, essentially. Since you only have 3 free time, you only get 3 free time. But you can get up to 4 back when you refuse.
Okay.
So Marlon, I'd be like, oh, your rival boxer just came and like challenged you, brought cameras and everything to your gym. And then you'd be like, I don't know, I could go and like, accept his challenge in the ring and whatnot, or I can go defeat this thing. So, and again, in the interest of time, we're going to say you say no to your gym, which would mean since you said no to your gym, you would strain your gym.
Right.
So
a bigger monster to defeat for now.
Bigger monster to defeat, but in a longer like ongoing campaign and stuff, there would be a lot more balance. There would be like a balancing act there. Like, do I say no or do I just go and do it? Can you guys handle this by yourself? I think I'll, what do I do? That sort of thing. So it becomes that sort of kind of playing with the free time. But again, we only, we're running out of time. So we all go. And then you would get up to 4 free time back, which I believe is what you have. So we would all go on to the next scene. And actually, I'm sorry, hold on. You guys would get your free time back, and then you would also be spending it to get into this scene. So it'd be 2 inches. All right, so you arrive at the graveyard, not the graveyard, the junkyard. It's a different type of yard. And you see, right as you get there, you see that there's like the attendant is the security guard. He's toast. You see some sliced up dogs. Like it's all like all the security that is at this junkyard is not there. And there are loud sounds coming from deep within the junkyard. So, excuse me. So I need stealth plus speed checks for you to approach silently.
Speed.
Oh, that's only 1 for me. I am not stealthy.
1 success. 1 success is what I want. So as long as you get 1, you're good.
Ooh, I got 2.
Hey,
I rolled a 10.
1, 1, 1.
1.
1's all you needed. It's fine. If you got more than that, then it would be better. But as long as you didn't fail it, you're fine. So you guys, you get a good sight of Slicer. He is already in the process of crafting duplicates of himself from the junk and the junkyard. 1 is already done, and you can tell that he is simultaneously working on the 3rd and 4th right now. As he finalized his design on the first one, he can now mass produce a little bit faster. If he finishes the 3rd and 4th one, he'll make the next 4, and then exponentially, and then he'll be able to take over the world eventually. So,
Can I wield my sword? Can I run at him and just like wield my sword and slice him? And then open the box?
Yes, you can totally do that. Let me let me finish the description real quick. But yes, you can totally do that. So actually, so you have a moment because you succeeded in your stealth. You do have a moment to plan your attack. If you do not want to plan an attack and you just want to run and hit them, you can do that.
That's what Mina wants to do, but she'll hold back and wait.
Okay.
It's really what she wants to do.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
I mean, Mina has a +2 to this weapon of Adam. Like, I want to just like take my shiny sword and break crap up, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say that that's what happens because that's your first.
Yes.
Let's just do it.
Okay.
So like you guys are like, all right. So what do we do? And you just see her. She just like lightsabers up. She has a sword made of light. And she just runs at the thing. So I'm gonna say you get an attack before the battle actually begins. You're gonna get a free attack. So we're gonna say that this is going to be stealth and fighting, but you get a +2 because it's your special weapon.
Okay, and then I have 3 stealth. Hold on, I gotta roll a lot of dice.
Yes, you have 3 stealth and you have 1 fighting, and you get a +2, so you're rolling 6 dice.
Okay, I got 3 10s. I need to roll 2 more dice.
Whoa.
That is
Oh.
awesome.
Hold on. And these dice are like, I never play with these, so I'm so happy about them.
What do you have? Weighted D10s?
Right?
No, girl. I mean, no, dude. Are you a girl? No, you're a dude in the game. No, they're just from that rando bag of like 10 pounds of dice you buy on Amazon. I had to buy a bunch of D10s for this class because that's what we roll in. And that was a 6 and a 2. So I have 2, 4. I got 6 successes with my 10.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna suggest that you do this, and I'm gonna suggest that everybody say yes to this.
Okay.
I think that what you should do is ask the table if you can roll all of the Pantheon dice, and then also activate your Stroke of Genius blessing.
Yeah, guys. Can I do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Already rolled so well that if you just pile on a ton of successes, this fight won't even happen. You will just kill it because you did so well.
Yes.
So there's 8 dice in the Pantheon pool, and Stroke of Genius doubles those. So roll,
Yeah, that means it becomes 16.
yes, roll 16 more dice, please.
Whoa.
Yeah. Here we go. That's a 9. That's a 9. That's an 8. That's an 8.
Do it,
So
Mina.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. 1, 2, 3. Is that a 9? Is the dot on the bottom a 9 or the dot on the bottom a 6?
If the dot is by the loop, well, no, if the bot's
By the tail?
at the end of like the line, then it's a 9.
A 9? Okay.
The dot is
So I got an 8, 9, 10. 6 and a 1. Okay.
What
So
is
that's 8
happening?
dice. 2 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, already I'm pretty sure the math is adding up to this thing being gone.
Okay, I've officially rolled 10 dice, and I have 2 10s, 1 9, and 2 8s. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes so far with 10 dice. I really do have to roll 8 more.
Your 6 you already had.
Yeah. Do I still need to roll 8 more dice?
Done, because
Yeah.
yeah,
Holy.
he only had 10 threshold, which is like to take down something is their threshold. He only had 10.
We didn't need to kill it. We just need to weaken it. Mina.
Wow. That's an upset right there.
Love it.
That was wonderful. Like he's got
Mina like
you.
does one of these things and is like, yes, with the sword of Adam just like right in front of her, and it's like, yes.
Well, yeah, and you slice it in half, and it like falls into pieces and all that stuff. And then you guys need to bring the box over, and the box will suck it up, and you'll see like basically each piece just gets smaller. Because it's huge, like it's like like giant. So it's like the pieces get smaller as they go into the box, so it can all fit. Yeah. So basically, the gearbox is now under your ownership. So basically you guys will need to find a good place to hide it, because if somebody else finds it, it can just be reopened, and Slicer could get free again. But also, it's an automaton that will, obey the person who owns the box. So you could also technically use this in a very evil ways, if you really wanted to. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That was that was crazy. That's the first time that's happened when I've run this adventure, I'll say.
First time for everything.
So I also have here, Tony has the opportunity to find Jamal's friends and console them. So you could always do that after. And actually, I have it here that if you do not do this, then you would end up straining the school campus bond.
Well, then, of course I would do that.
Because of course you do that because you're Tony, of course.
Because I'm Tony.
And also, gets shut down, obviously. Unless Wade and Mina want to take it over. If you spend a combined wealth of 6 wealth, then you guys can actually buy that store, and you could make that location part of your divine territory. Then you guys, the two of you, could run it, and it'll be fun because it's Gizmo's
joint venture.
Otherwise, you guys are still responsible for getting rid of the bodies and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's the game. Like it was over really fast at the end there.
Sorry.
Adventure.
Someone had to come in with 20 D10s and just end the game. No, I'm joking.
Just you do it. So it's kind of also
sorry, world.
No, that was great.
So yeah, and honestly, so the way that this was, that beginning thing that I was asking you to do with Marlin, Matthew, with the Oracle empathy, was for you to kind of feel what it was like in Jamal when he died, right? So that would have given you the impression, because you would have seen, you would have heard the screeching of gears. You would have been able to kind of get a little bit more sensory stuff from the death. Whereas, when you just ask him a question, he's just like, I don't know what happened. It's
right.
It's different to experience it versus asking him in the background. But you would have known that like the creature was mystical in nature. It was definitely made of metal somehow. You would have known that it jumped through a portal. Then you would have I've had this happen before, where if you do that the right way and you get enough successes and you find out that it went through a portal, then you just call up Gabriel, and Gabriel goes, it went through a portal, and then you just make a roll, and you're like, I'm going to open a portal to wherever it went, because you're the god of travelers, and that's what you can do.
Right.
So
Strange stuff.
I've had games where it's just like, oh, we just go straight to the junkyard and fight the thing. Let's just do that. Let me see. What are some other things? I just want to make sure, because every game runs differently, but I have I have a bunch of notes here for this one. Let's see here. No, that's where you find the amulet. That's where. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So, yeah, you would have been able to get the thing to. Oh, that's if you guys had investigated his body. Like you didn't. You kind of looked at his wounds, and then you guys were like, "Oh, let's just go." But if you had like grabbed a student ID, you would have gotten to gizmos and junk sooner. I think a little bit sooner. Because you would have had that information, like his student ID and his job ID and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's it, really. Honestly, you guys hit most things. There wasn't really, I mean, and Slicer didn't have a chance to actually fight back or anything, but he had some.
Heck no. Heck no.
Experience of like what combat is like. It was just like bam, over.
Sorry.
Mina just kicked some you know what right there.
No, the only thing with that is that like she would have been able to do that once, and then if that didn't take him down, then it would have been an actual fight at that point, because that's what happens with Mina. She's actually not that good of a fighter. She's actually really bad at fighting, really. but with all your Pantheon dice and the Stroke of Genius thing, which can only be used once per session,
right?
And honestly, it's just fun to do. And I think I'm good. So, but there were some things here that could have also gone. Tony has a thing called Instant Domain, which is good. Essentially, as a drifter, you can basically make wherever you are your home. So she could have just spent a fragment, and the junkyard would have become part of your divine territory temporarily, which would have
I
meant
was
that
actually about to do that before Tony, just
well, it would have been exactly.
did her thing.
So there's that. Wade is actually really cool because he's got like a ring that can like throw gusts of like cold air and stuff.
Yeah.
He could have called Killick and had Killick fight alongside you guys.
Yeah.
Mina's also obviously great in the fight. If Haley was here, she's the goddess of ravens. She's got a thing where she turns her hands into talons and just starts like clawing at stuff. She's actually really cool.
Would I have been able to freeze the what because can freeze you with a look? Would I have been able to use that on the construct?
Yeah, you would have been able to. Cool. What that does is basically you just kind of give an icy stare and it will do some damage. So yeah. You could have totally done that.
Okay. Yeah, there's the semi-professional boxer that just watched with the lightsaber basically just destroy the thing. Yeah. He's like, oh, all right.
So did Mina's interaction with Cynthia, does that count as an intimacy moment, since Mina is so concerned and like is so dependent on humanity and their human interaction? Would that have counted as a intimacy point, or would that be like an outsider because of their connection to like Cynthia's connection to Wade? Because that's why I like had that moment, because I knew that if I didn't have some sort of interaction with another person that was not a god, I would have my curse on me. So that's why I interjected into that and apologized to her. So I wasn't sure if that counted as an intimacy moment.
No, I love that you paid that special attention there. No, that counted. Mina is a member of the Phoenix Society, and their curse is that they are addicted to humans. So if any scene where they don't interact with a person, not a god, not a monster, like a person, then basically it's kind of like Tony when she's not moving. She takes on negative stuff after any scene where she doesn't involve. And that's like I had one where like the Phoenix got captured and got like thrown into prison with no one, and they just go crazy. It's really scary.
And I didn't understand Samantha for Gabriel. I wasn't quite sure like what her deal was, or I mean, I just didn't get it.
What would have happened is if you would have gotten to a point where you were out of, again, these characters are made for like longer play and stuff like that. Okay. So if you had gotten to a point where you had gotten to 0 free time, then I would have had Samantha call up and be like, you know, oh, it's actually, did you forget that it's our anniversary? I have a whole special dinner made up for you. And then you would be like, well, I know we need to go fight the thing, but I would rather go and have a wonderful romantic dinner with my, and that's actually what I was talking about before when I said I ran this at Gen Con. Essentially, I had set it up that like Gabriel was trying to figure out the best way to propose to Samantha. And I was like, so that's your personal storyline for this session. And they literally were just running around like, ooh, we could run here and we could buy a ring, and then we could go over here and we could like stage a thing. I'm like, you know, there's monsters attacking. They're like, hush, hush, hush. We have to go and organize. We're gonna do this whole thing, and we're gonna invite her to the thing. And it was like there was monsters like killing people, and they're just, the whole table was just like emphatic that this proposal needed to be perfect, you know. So it was like it's that sort of thing. And I didn't initiate any personal storylines because those obviously would have detracted from the time. But that is how the game is meant. Like every character should basically have a personal storyline going on at the same time as the overarching group storyline, so that there are stakes for you to say yes or no to, essentially.
This is awesome. And does this take place like? Can a game like this take place in like 2021 type of thing?
Oh, yeah. This is modern day. This is made to be modern day.
Okay.
So yeah, it's you can totally do it. You can do it here, and you can do it, you know, in any time or whatever you want.
Right.
It is meant to be modern day.
Okay.
In the old days, there were the giant gods like Zeus and all that stuff, but their power waned, and now you're just like, dude.
Now it's our turn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of the game too. Is I didn't want a game where you're playing I'm Thor and I'm this person. She's like,
Yeah.
I love the idea of creating brand new characters out of this and brand new gods. And the way that the system is set up, it's flexible enough that even if, like, say, two of you wanted to be like the god of fire, a lot of that is then going to be, kind of, what's the word, contextualized by the other choices you make for your character. So, Wade, the CEO of a company who's very selfish and all that stuff, became the god of fire. That would be very different than, I had a god in the first edition of the game. Her name was Amala, and she was a doctor who was she believed that she was an avatar of the god Agni from Hindu, and so she was like, but I'm going to use my fire only to heal. Like, I would run games with her, and whoever was playing them would be like, I'm going to throw a fireball at them. I'd be like, a Hippocratic oath, you probably wouldn't do that. Like, I'm sorry, but you are a doctor. Like, well, then what the use is being a fire god? It's like, I know, right? It sucks. So those two gods would be very different, even if they're the god of the same thing. So
Right. That's super cool.
very nice. Well, I don't know how to wrap this up. Tony, how do I wrap this up? Because normally I would just be like, let's stay here for like another hour just chit-chatting. But like, I think probably. Well, I guess the main
Can I
question
ask one more?
would be, what questions would you have for me from, obviously from the learning standpoint of, the Geek Therapeutics and stuff like that?
Can hear me as well, actually, on the stream. So like, say, working with this with kids and stuff, when you have the option for the death and you're like, you only have beauty, and I was like, but death is beautiful in some aspect. What if we turned it around that way? And I was like, please, Vicky, use it. And then it didn't happen. I was like, in that case, would we have been able to utilize that concept in there? But like, hey, death is beautiful, can I roll?
Yes. So what the rules that I have, I was going to say that I wrote the damn game.
You are the creator of the game.
Book. Like, I'm like, who's they? The rules that I have essentially is the way that it's set up and the way that the Mad Libby kind of system works is that you use the word very literally, and the further you get away from the literal definition of what it is, you start taking dice penalties, essentially. So you can talk your way into something. But what, like, the example that I like to use is that if there's a god of dogs and you want to call a dog, and there's a god of animals who wants to call a dog, the god of dogs would be able to do that much easier, because the god of animals, if he just did a regular summon, he would summon any animal around. It wouldn't just be a dog. If he really just wanted a dog, he would take a dice penalty to narrow it down, essentially.
So it's kind of like, almost, it's a how far away, like the six things of Kevin Bacon, like how far away from the original core thing does it go? As it gets farther and farther away, like, I'm thinking of it as just like a centerfold, like, oh cool, I want to call him a dog, I'm dog, so it's like right in that first one. But if I'm animals, that's technically like 2 outs, so someone's gonna have a little bit more harder time with that. So that's an interesting thing. So I would assume that the death one would probably be 3 or 4 if we were looking at it like stages or things like that out.
It would be a pretty hefty penalty for the god of beauty to do the same thing that the god of death could do. But I wouldn't necessarily say no, definitely never. I was mostly just saying I was kind of just moving quickly through it, again, due to time and whatnot. But yeah, so I mean, you can definitely skirt around the rules a little bit like that, but for the most part, it's like sometimes as the GM, you just kind of have to go, nah, it doesn't apply. But also, whenever you're making characters, that's why a lot of the time, my first question is, what are the types of things that you want to be able to do with this? So that I understand the core direction that you're going in, so that then I understand what is inside of it. And so, And sometimes you pick something as, crazy wide as death or war or something like that can just have so many meanings. It's kind of the same thing as like being the god of everything. So if you're the god of everything, then that just means you're taking penalties to do anything specific, like just anything. So, because you're the god of everything, so everything would happen anytime that you use your abilities. If you wanted only one thing to happen, it would be terrible.
So would that mean that as if we were to utilize this in a therapeutic setting, if someone's like, well, I want to be the god of everything, let's use that as an example, you can be like, cool, you can do that. However, you're going to take at least 2 dice penalties to pretty much anything you're about to be doing, because that's how the game is kind of created. So why don't you choose something a little bit more specific?
Yes,
Right.
I would say yes. And the book, actually, I give a lot of like I think it's like 2 pages worth of like here's some guidelines that you should probably follow. So I tried to be as deep as I could to keep people from doing like god of everything, because there are ways to try and abuse it, but it goes against the fun of the game. You know what I mean? Like, play within some borderlines and whatnot. So yeah. So I have stuff here like as fun as the god of pizza might be. Does that really?
Let's do this.
I just want to be able to summon pizza today. Like, okay, sure, I guess you can. I guess, but do you want to be useful to your group? Maybe pick something else. Yeah. So there is that, and honestly, like a lot of it is in the wording. Like I've had a god of death and I had a god of the dead, and I treat them as 2 separate things. One is about death itself, the other one is about things that have died.
Mm-hmm.
So, the specificity is slightly different.
No, that makes sense.
I found it super interesting. I followed the Kickstarter, I think last year, right before pandemic happened, I think is when it ended. And I found it on Facebook, it popped up and I missed it within a day of the Kickstarter closing, but I'd gone through and read all of the comments and I reread them yesterday. And as I was reading through them, and this is from a therapeutic model, but the way that the game is set up, it really resonated with acceptance commitment therapy, and how the individual gods have to accept the fact that they can't, unless you're trying to be the god of everything, you can't really have your cake and eat it too, and you have to get through that acceptance. And then for any players in a clinical setting who are playing with this, it really embodies that model beautifully. And I think out of all the games that I've tested in the model that I use personally, this game could easily be put into a setting at any of my clinical tables. And I think it's awesome. And I'm so glad I got to play it, because the whole time today, I just kept thinking, wow, I know where I could put this in my program that I'm running right now. I could remove the game I'm using, interject everything from today, and aside from teaching them the dice rolling and the mechanics, everything about this 2-hour session was beautiful and taught me, as someone who does this as a living right now, this game is perfect for a clinical setting. So kudos to you for not knowing that that's what you were going to create for someone like me, but amazing.
Yeah. And just it throws in items like time management, prioritizing, definitely frustration tolerance, because if you didn't do that whole thing with Wade and I couldn't be a part of that whole scene, I know I would have been upset. I would have been mad. But on a therapeutic level, it allows for sort of a better understanding of how to manage time, prioritizing, a whole mess of things, and just the social interactions too between each character, and that need for role play to sort of activate certain things. It's just key. It creates a lot of potentially beautiful and scary moments at the same time.
For sure.
There's also one other thing that we never get to in a one shot or anything. It's more for the longer term play. Essentially, the more powerful you become, the reason that you have bonds and you have attachments and stuff is that the more powerful you become, you have to start cutting away those parts of your life. So that's everything that's on your sheet is what's important to that character. So essentially, like if we take Gabriel for instance, essentially if Gabriel became more powerful as a god, he would have to look at his sheet. For was playing Gabriel, would have to look at his sheet and be like, okay, so what do I have here? I have Samantha. No, I'm gonna keep Samantha. I have my, I have my the bus station. Cool, I could probably lose the bus station, or I have my tattoo, place, and it's just like those. That's it. Like those are the important things in his life. So, he might be okay with losing the bus station, but then if he got more powerful, does he lose Samantha or does he lose his tattoo? And he has to lose one of them.
Right.
Because that's the price of the power that he's getting. So that's actually part of it. That's for really long-term play. You have to get 50 XP to get to the next level, and then you have to start cutting stuff away. But I've had those games that have gone on for like years, and it gets dramatic when you have to give up those super important things that have been like core to the character for like the whole time. Yeah, anyway, there's that. I just wanted to throw that out there since, again, it's not something that we would get to in a 2-hour thing. So.
I really enjoyed this. This was actually very enlightening to watch this happen. So I really appreciate you, Eloy, coming on in and showing us all this very much.
Well, thank you guys for coming and playing. I enjoyed myself. I always love running this game, so,
Oh, you're going to be doing some other cool ones too. Ninja Crusade, and it's not MVP, AMP.
Yeah, AMP. Yeah, I'm running AMP for something and Ninja Crusade for another something. I don't know. You sent me invites. I have them on my calendar. So
you're going to do some good stuff.
Gonna show up, huh?
Yeah, he's going to show up and just make it happen.
Right.
I'm here. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, I really enjoyed